New federal report blasting Microsoft over its handling of a Chinese hack that involved the breach of emails of several U.S. officials, including Commerce Secretary Gina Raimondo. I want to bring in Sentinel One Chief Public Policy Officer Chris Krebs. He's formerly ran cyber policy for Microsoft, served as the inaugural director of the U.S. Department of Homeland Security's Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, or CISA. Some CISA members are on the board that produced the new report. So you're in an interesting position here. I don't know how much you're going to say or not say, or how you're going to want to play this, Chris, given your not entanglements, but involvement with all different aspects of this. First of all, let's just say, do you agree with the report? Meaning, is Microsoft in the wrong here?
Yeah, look, it's pretty disheartening to read as a former Microsoft employee, and particularly as part of the trustworthy computing team. You might remember back in 2002, 2003, Bill Gates sent around a memo known as the Trustworthy Computing Memo that effectively shut down all development across Microsoft in the wake of Windows XP. And it took about 2 months. They got their security culture back in order, and they effectively led industry. They developed the software development lifecycle, integrating security into software engineering. And they really were at the top of the game for a decade or more. And this report highlights that they've, as I said, they've drifted away from that security culture. So it's hard to read. It is consistent and echoes many of the things that I think I saw at CISA and the things that we've heard now in the last couple of years, and particularly this Chinese compromise, as well as a more recent Russia compromise of sensitive systems. So it's a hard-hitting report. I recommend that everybody at a minimum read the executive summary because it details a lot of the risks that we're struggling with on a daily basis out there in the digital ecosystem.
If you're Satya Nadella and you read this report, what are you supposed to feel? Are you supposed to feel defensive? Are you supposed to say this is a call to action? We screwed this up. We got to change course?
Yeah, look, if I'm Satya, if I'm Brad Smith, I'm reading the recommendations and I'm taking them to heart. It very clearly outlines that the CEO and the board need to get in a hands-on oversight and administration of the security program. You need to hold senior leaders accountable. You need to prioritize security over feature development. That is at the heart of it. It's clear decisions made where the business side won out over security, and that's got to stop. And the last really important part that the report makes is that Microsoft is one of the most important, if not the most important technology company in the world. And we all depend upon them for hardware, software, productivity, cloud, security. It's a lot we're placing on them. And, you know, with great power comes great responsibility.
Can you sort of stack rank the big tech companies as it relates to security? It's funny. I don't know. It's not if it's funny. But, you know, Microsoft, I think, actually, at least historically, has been known for security, for trying to secure the enterprise, if you will, with various different features and products and other things. Obviously, have a huge cloud business. They run a lot of the business for the U.S. government. And yet, oftentimes, we hear about hack attacks and things that seem to be happening on Microsoft-related products and/or services. And for whatever reason, and maybe the reason is you think they have better security, I'm curious. Google, do you think that they are running a much better and tighter ship? Apple, are they doing this better? Because for whatever reason, as I said, you don't hear about hacking attacks on those platforms at the same level. The flip side is you could argue, and I think what has been argued over the years is that Apple has a much smaller market share. Google has a smaller market share. Is that true?
Well, look, I mean, again, I'd point to the report. They interviewed, the Cyber Safety Review Board interviewed Google Cloud, Amazon Web Services, Oracle, to determine what their cloud security practices were. And, you know, in comparison, they found Microsoft's internal security controls to be lacking, again, relative to those organizations. Now, do they have issues at GCP and AWS? Absolutely, but not at this scope and scale. I think what's going to be the report is the product stickiness. Until Microsoft, I think, feels some potential customer loss or erosion of the market, are things going to change? I think that's really the kind of barometer of this report.
I asked originally the question, what's a Satya, or in your case, you said Brad, who's the president of the company, what are they supposed to feel and think? If you're a customer, a big customer of Microsoft, you read this report, you call your CTO and say, hey, guys, I think we should actually move our business?
That's what every board and every C-suite should be looking at right now. You know, how dialed in and deep into your tech stack are you dependent upon Microsoft? I already talked about hardware, software, cloud, security. You know, how much do you really have riding on Redmond and Microsoft?
Let me put it to you straight. If it was relatively easy to move, you would move it?
You got to evaluate what the business impact is. I think there are options that you have out there that you can shift over to a different platform. But some spots I have a feeling where Microsoft is just super sticky and the options aren't as good.